Hi, Harry. I'm glad you could join me for lunch. We got time to talk. And today we're diving into a really interesting topic, ways to make our code shorter and more elegant without losing meaning. We're talking about the ternary operator and logical shortcuts. Let's start with the ternary operator.
Hey, James. Everything is delicious. And of course I'm ready to continue our chat. And about today's topic, wow, is it just me, or are we once again talking about road forks? But this time with 3 paths.
Aha, you're absolutely right. The ternary operator is a conditional operator that, unlike regular if-else, uses 3 operands. It allows you to write a simple conditional expression in just 1 line. It's a short way to tell a program, if this is true, do this. Otherwise, do something else. Just like an if, else, but compact.
Wait, so it's an alternative to if, else?
Exactly. Imagine you're at a coffee machine. If you want coffee, you press 1 button. If you want tea, another. If, else is like explaining your whole routine to a barista. If I woke up early, I want coffee. If not, give me tea. But a ternary operator is like using a vending machine. Press a button, done.
So it's shorter?
Much shorter. And its main advantage is brevity. Instead of 5 lines of code, just 1. Especially useful when you're simply choosing which value to assign or what to show on screen.
But won't we lose the logic in this compactness?
Good question. If the condition is short and simple, the ternary operator actually makes the code clearer. But if you have a whole story with lots of nested conditions, it's better to use regular if-else.
So it's like sending OK in a chat instead of writing a long email?
Exactly. For example, you get a message, want to go out? You evaluate the situation. If the weather is nice, okay. If not, I'll stay home. That's the ternary operator in action.
Can I use the ternary operator instead of a whole paragraph with if and else?
Technically, yes, but that would make things hard to follow. The ternary operator is mostly meant for choosing between 2 short options, a word or a quick phrase. If you need to describe multiple steps depending on the condition, it's better to use full if-then-else blocks. Remember, the ternary operator isn't magic. It's just a tool. In complex situations, it might make things messier.
Got it. Being brief is great, but clarity is more important.
Golden words, Harry. Finding the balance between brevity and clarity is key to good communication. The ternary operator is powerful, but only when used wisely.
Awesome. I'm already excited to try it out. And what about logical shortcuts? Are they another way to speak more compactly?
Yes, it's another cool trick that uses our good old and or to express conditions more briefly. We'll talk about that next. Ready to learn some of JavaScript's magical shortcuts?
Absolutely. I can't wait to see how else we can compress our wordy instructions.
We'll get to that for sure. But first, let's compare the 2 directly to reinforce what we've covered.
By the way, is the ternary operator only used to display messages, or can it do more than that?
You can use it for assigning values to variables inside expressions and even for rendering UI. For example, if you want to show a different icon depending on the status, the ternary operator works perfectly.
So it's not just about saying yes or no. You can actually decide what exactly should happen?
Exactly. The key is to have 2 options. What happens if it's true, and what happens if it's false. It could be a text, a number, a function, a component, anything. But when you need to do something more complex, not just return a simple value, the ternary operator might not be the best choice. It's not built for long chains of logic or deeply nested conditions. In these situations, the classic if else is your best friend. The code will be easier to read and maintain.
So the ternary operator is great for picking between 2 clear options. But if I have a whole storyline, it's better to go with if, else?
Exactly. Think of the ternary operator like a speed dial. Perfect for quick answers like coffee or tea. But if you're ordering a 3-course meal with preferences and allergies, you'd better speak to a waiter. That's your if, else.
Got it. But what if I try to use one ternary inside another? Like, two vending machines in a row?
Technically, you can do that. It's called nesting, but it quickly turns your code into a maze. Imagine walking up to one vending machine, and then it tells you to use another vending machine hidden inside it. Confused already?
Huh. Yeah, sounds like a bad dream. So if I want to nest ternary operators, it probably means I should stop and just use if, else instead?
Exactly. That's a sign that your logic is getting too tangled. If you struggle to read it, imagine how others will feel, or even future you.
Future me deserves better code. Message received.
Now, let's circle back to those logical shortcuts we mentioned, the ones using the words and, or, and not.
Right. You said we can simplify conditions using those?
Yes, JavaScript gives us a clever way to write shorter expressions with logical operators. Let's go through the main ones. Double ampersand means and double vertical bar means or, and the exclamation mark means not.
Sounds powerful. How does the and work in this case?
Let's say you have two conditions. If it's raining and you have an umbrella, go outside. If the first part raining is false, the second part take umbrella doesn't even run. In code, it's like saying, is raining and take umbrella.
So it's like saying, only act if the first condition is true? That's neat.
Exactly. Now the or works the opposite way. If the first part is true, the second part is skipped entirely. You can use this to set default values. For example, username equals input name or guest. It means use the name to user type, but if it's empty, fall back to guest.
Love that. It's like, take what's there, or use the backup.
Right. Now, the not operator, the exclamation mark, simply flips things. If something is true, it becomes false. If it's false, it becomes true. So when you write, not as sunny, it means it's not sunny.
So all of these can help shorten logic and make the code tighter.
Yes, but with a golden rule, don't trade clarity for cleverness. Just because you can write something in one line doesn't always mean you should. If the logic is hard to follow, split it up. Future you and your teammates will thank you.
Totally fair. So, ternary for short, clear picks, logical operators for quick checks, if else for anything more serious?
Exactly that. And remember, each has its moment to shine.
Thanks, James. I feel like my code just leveled up again.
You're doing awesome, Harry. Now, let's go write a few examples to lock it all in. Practice is the best teacher. Well, Harry, now that you mastered the basics of the ternary operator and logical shortcuts, let's take a step back and think about when and how to use them wisely, and when not to.
I'm ready. It really feels like I just learned a new dialect of JavaScript. Shorter, snappier, but still powerful and expressive.
That's a perfect way to put it. But remember the golden rule of clean code. Never sacrifice clarity for cleverness.
Ah, the classic, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Exactly. Let me ask you something. Why do developers love writing short code?
To impress other developers? Or maybe just to write less?
Those are fun side effects. But the real goal is to improve readability and efficiency. Shorter code is faster to scan and can be easy to maintain, but only if it's easy to understand.
Right. If it looks like a puzzle, it's probably a bad idea.
Exactly. So, when should we use the ternary operator?
When we want to pick between two simple values.
Yes. Use it when you're choosing between two outcomes. The condition is simple and clear. You want to make the code shorter, but still readable. Avoid it when you need to perform multiple steps. The condition is long or confusing. You're tempted to nest ternaries inside each other.
So basically, if the logic starts looking like a maze, stop and use if else?
Exactly. Keep your code friendly to the you from next week, who will try to read it again.
Future me already thanks present me.
Good. The same rules apply to logical shortcuts. They're perfect when you need a quick fallback value or a one-line check, but can cause confusion if overused.
Give me a quick reminder on those.
Sure. Logical and is written as double ampersand and means do the second thing only if the first is true. Logical or is written as double vertical bar. And means, if the first thing is false, do the second. Logical not is written as an exclamation mark and means. Flip the value. True becomes false and vice versa.
So something like is logged in and show dashboard. That runs only if is logged in is true.
Exactly. It's like saying, only do this if that is true. And for or, imagine setting a default. Username equals input or guess. If input is empty, it shows guess.
Very cool. And not just flips things?
Yes, if a condition is true, adding not makes it false, and the other way around. It's great for things like, if not loading, show content.
Got it. But all these tricks are tools, right? Not the full toolbox.
Exactly. They're powerful helpers. But if your condition starts turning into a logic puzzle, better to write things out fully with if else blocks.
Makes sense. Write short only when it makes things clearer, not just shorter.
That's the perfect mindset. Ternary and logical shortcuts are like quick turns on a well-marked road, helpful, but only if the signs are still easy to follow.
I like that. So, these are advanced driving skills on our JavaScript road.
Absolutely. And soon, you'll be teaching others how to drive it smoothly, too.
Let's test everything we've covered today. I want to practice making my code smarter, not just shorter.
Then let's get to it. Open your editor, try it out, and I'll be here if you hit any speed bumps.